Welcome back, everybody. This is Brother Meat here. Today we're going to continue our quest to beat Pathfinder Kingmaker. We're using Dorraj, our Sword Saint Magus, as well as his two assistants, our Triumvirate, if you will. We have an Inquisitor who can summon pets at a moment's notice, as well as a custom-made undead Eldritch Scoundrel who's doing really good at sneak attack and is going to be amazing with the raise spells. So with that, let's get into it. Before you guys actually play this game, you should know that I am using mods, so my game will be different than the vanilla version. So you'll see that I have turn-based combat, extremely valuable for those of you that want a more pen and paper feel. Initiative is rolled like normal, and it's done in the vanilla game too, but again, it's usually just a drag of the cursor. You pick your whole team of 8, 6 to 8 people or pets or whatever you have out there, and just point and click, kill a guy, point and click, kill another guy, and it's not as tactical, not as fun for me. Anyway, and I guarantee you there's been combat that I've had at turn-based combat not only difficult, but there's no way that I would have been able to beat it if I was just going freestyle, which is what the real time with pause is in the original version of the game. I have some other stuff here that's really more quality of life improvement type stuff, but I do have Eldritch Arcana. Now this one will give me spells that you don't have in the game. Not a ton, but there are differences, and as such, if you see like, well, I don't have that spell, that's probably why. Also, there's some feats that are unique to Eldritch Arcana as well. Again, more pen and paper type stuff. And traits, which I'm a particular fan of, and I'll show you that when we get in the game. The only thing here that's really a cheat would be either remove area effects, and I say that because technically speaking, I have it set on the dismiss immediately. So after combat's over, if I press L, poof, I literally get rid of like web spells, grease spells, things that are basically AoE crowd control stuff that we've cast. So again, that way I don't have to wait for it to disappear. And we've always maintained in our pen and paper games that that's a normal thing. However, that's not exactly true. Again, that's more of a house rule. So wait until expired could be checked. And what that means is literally if you're standing in the web spell and you're trapped there, let's say it's got 2 minutes left on the clock, I could literally press L, same thing will happen, it'll disappear. However, 2 minutes on the clock will burn up, which means your buffs are burning up. So again, that was probably more accurate, but we again always maintain in our house rules that you're the one that summoned the grease spell or the web spell or the stinking cloud or whatever we're talking about. You should be able to just dispel it as an after effect, not even using a spell, not dispel magic, nothing like that. Just poof, you're gone, I'm done using it now. So again, that's kind of on me. Other than that, there is this other one called Bag of Tricks, and clearly it's labeled as cheats and tools. This one allows you to do a variety of things. You can modify your characters, you can give them XP, which I have not done. The only thing I've really done with it is a couple things. One, at the very beginning of the game, if you watch my very first episode, you'll see that my main character had a backstory. As such, I gave him every scroll for every spell he could cast at level 1, and 1 scroll from level 2. We scribed those immediately, so he just used them, so his spell book is just better. And again, you would have gotten those spells anyway, I'm just speeding up the process for one thing. But again, I had a thematic reason for doing so. Again, I encourage you to watch episode 1, you'll get an understanding as to why I did that. And that's it. The only other thing I've done with it is I can use it to check out specific things. When we get in the game, I'll actually show you that super quick. But let's actually get back to it, shall we? Now, Bag of Tricks can be used to not only give yourself XP, power level characters. I will say there's one other thing I've done for sure. I have made it where my mercenaries that I've hired, the 2 extra assistants that we talked about, have a 25 point buy. Normally they're 20. For whatever reason, the devs decided that your mercenary should be subpar to your main character, which again, there's nothing wrong with that. It's a 20 point buy, still a solid buy for how many points you're putting into your abilities, your strength, your dex, your con, stuff like this. But I was like, you know what, there's no reason in the world that they shouldn't be as cool as me. They are my assistants after all, and therefore they're my teamies. So we have, again, our Inquisitor here, and of course our Undead here. And she's the Elder Scoundrel. Now, I want to show you quickly the other thing I've been using for Bag of Tricks. So if you hold Control and F10, you pop back up the same menu you just saw. But now, we can actually go into them. So you see Bag of Tricks, there's a variety of stuff that we can do, and I have not even gone into everything that's here that's possible. Like spawn units, I think you can actually just poof, make enemies appear for you to beat on. So kind of a way for you to test your characters. This is usually what people use this for, in my opinion. Now, you can also use it to find items and equipment. Specifically with the search engine that they have, as you see right here, item search. If you click all these 4 boxes, enable filters, and then I get rid of things like notes and keys, because I don't need those. Those are usually like if you've missed a quest item, can't find it, it broke for some reason in the game, you gift it to yourself. So your back on track again. But again, that seems cheesy. And they did patch out quite a few of these problems, so there really shouldn't be any issues where you need to gift yourself stuff. Having said that, if you really want to have, I don't know, how about a really good longsword? You type longsword here in the search engine. Again, highlight all those and make sure you have weapons selected. Press search. Every longsword that's available in the game, within reason, shows up here. So again, I can gift myself just a normal longsword, the named longswords like Redeemer, and if you click this, you can actually read to find out what they are, how much they're worth, blah, blah, blah. But by and large, this was a way for me to look up weapons. Remember, I'm a sword saint, and I wanted to find out what weapon to pick. As a sword saint, you have to know which weapon you want. That's the first thing that you pick as level 1 sword saint. You pick a weapon, and that's the weapon you have from time immemorial. That's what always has to be in your hand to get all the best bonuses. So I need something that I can wield one-handed, ideally. Longsword is not the best choice. It is a good choice, and I am happy with it. And the reason I want that is because of this little doodad right here. Perfection is a gift that I'll get from one of my artisans, eventually, hopefully, that he or she will actually craft me this. It is their ultimate expression of their talent, and all artisans have one. This is a specific artisan that we already have on the payroll, and I believe she is going to kick some serious ass when she gives us this, because this is a solid +5 longsword. For me, that's the best longsword you can have, is a +5 weapon. And it has a +2 inherent bonus to armor class, saving throws, every saving throw that you have. Your attack rolls go up by another 2, so again, +5 and another 2, so really technically a +7 to the swing. And skill checks, which is an amazing buff. And all you gotta do is have it equipped in your hand. That's just awesome. Now, are there better weapons? Sure. It depends on what we're talking about. But as far as the longswords are concerned, the only one that I really cared about was that one. Maybe Redeemer that shoots the beam? No. Although Redeemer is a sexy one too. +5 holy flaming longsword with improved critical multiplier. Instead of ×2 on a crit, it's ×3. Does more damage, which is nice. But there's another name one in here. Light of Valor, that's probably it. Yeah, where you can cast Searing Light spell as a 10th level cleric, which is the maximum for that spell normally, at will. So it means like every combat round I can just Searing Light, Searing Light, Searing Light, and just burn the shit out of targets at range, which is pretty funny. And again, it's also a +5 holy and axiomatic longsword. So again, you can go through and look up weapons like this to kind of get a feel for what you want. And again, I could gift it to myself by just clicking one of these buttons up here, but that's just cheesy. I do it more for exploration or to kind of like theory craft my character. I'll give you one last example before we actually go to gameplay. Let's say I wanted my character as a sword saint. I'm a strength intelligence based sword saint, which means I have a high strength stat and a really high intelligence stat. So maybe you're looking for gear that will affect your intelligence, right? Solid option. Click search, I type it in there, and if it's too many, it will tell you, oh, it's 100 and some possible choices, or 200 or 500, whatever possible choices. They will only list 100. So if it's more than 100, it will say no. Then just start teasing through stuff and say, oh, okay, just search these items. Then write down what you have, and then delete these guys. Make them the X or the red X, and then highlight these items and go back and then see what the other ones had to offer. You'll tease it out and find your 100 or less and start looking through stuff. But this is a way for me, again, to look at type of gear that I can expect out there that might buff my intelligence. The Hat of Mental Perfection being the one that I got right now is the best one on the list as far as I'm concerned. But not the only one. This hat is, again, a +8 to all 3 of these mental stats, intelligence, wisdom, and charisma. And there is also a headband, I believe, of +8 as well, even though it doesn't say that. I think they added that after the fact, so it's not on this list. But this is a solid upgrade. And again, anyone that is a intelligence, charisma, or wisdom-based caster would love to have this hat. So again, the fact that I already have it is pretty awesome. And I already knew that one was there, but it's nice, again, to kind of custom make your character a little bit, kind of get a feel for what kind of robes or what kind of belt or what kind of gloves or whatever he or she might wear, so you can know what you're building towards, which I think is pretty useful. Other thing on here, though, that's worth mentioning was... Where's it at? This one here. This is the only one that else, in my opinion, that's worth mentioning. Well, besides the Ring of... I should mention too. So Ring of Circumstances, again, is something I'm going to get. This is another item out there that you can purchase. A very expensive item. And this item, I mean, it's 370 grand just to make this thing. When you get it, you're going to love it. You can activate any one of these things that you're seeing here, 4 of them. And it literally is a toggle, so you can basically have a bonus to strength, dex, and con, and say intelligence. So you're up to your stats for all those 4 things. Or you can make it just intelligence and strength, or intelligence and dex. Intelligence and your saving throws are increased. And these are all circumstance bonuses, which means they stack with almost everything else. The only thing they don't stack with is something, you guessed it, that's also a circumstance bonus. So that's kind of cool. So if you want higher intelligence, here's a good way to do that. Now, go back to my last thing, is this kick-ass quarterstaff. It's only a +2 quarterstaff, which is the only real downside for this. And the fact that you also have to be evil to use it. So again, another downside. But this is the only weapon out there, or other thing out there I can think of that has a profane bonus to intelligence. +4. And again, since you don't have anything else that's a profane bonus, even that cool wizard hat we just talked about, it'll stack. So this is another way to get another 4 to your intelligence modifier. So you can really juice out quite a bit by going through this search items and finding stuff. So things that I type in would be intelligence, dex, maybe I'm looking for adamantine, so you can do adamant, something like that. And find out what kind of adamantine things there are in the game. As you can see, there's quite a few. Some stuff that doesn't even show it up. I mean, studded leather, there's no adamantine studded leather. Or maybe there is. That's a little weird. But again, by and large, you can find the weapons that are adamantine, stuff like that. And again, kind of important if that's the kind of character you're shooting for. So I dig that. Again, we have the profane as a bonus. So you can look up anything that's profane. Here's the only other thing that's a profane intelligence bonus, the Amulet of Dying Wisdom. The only reason I didn't mention it, because it's a -3 profane penalty to strength, dex, and con, makes you weaker, but gives you a +2 profane bonus to intelligence, wisdom, and charisma. So, it might be worth it if you're a caster type and you can give a rat's ass about your strength, dex, and con. This is something. Because again, a +2 to intelligence, wisdom, or charisma if you're one of those types of casters. Yeah, that's more spells a day, higher DC check, so you can get the idea. But that's more than enough to talk about that. And I just wanted to show you that there's ways to use this mod without being a cheat, as far as I'm concerned. So, again, up to you. Now, we were here getting ready to go inside the Fey Glade. Now, just as a quick reminder of why, we have tasks that we're looking for. What were they? We did the Pariah one. Looking for something for Sweet Teeth still to do. Where is it? Errands are all caught up. Take care of the Fae, a trail of misfortune. One of the Barony's advisors has to face this crisis and try to make sense of the situation. Time to find the tricksters, repay the visit. Basically, tricksters causing us problems in our kingdom. And that's basically here. And we've rested up before the end of last video, so we should be rested, have all our spells back and ready to rock and roll. So let's do that, shall we? Now, what are we going to do? I'm assuming we're going to get attacked. There's no reason to not think that. I'll happily buff up with some communal delay poison. That's an hour-long buff of just being immune to poison. Amazing. Let's get a nice shield spell up for myself a nice blur. Make myself the tiniest bit stronger. It goes up from a +2 to +4 because I have a belt that's giving me some buff. Let's give her her wings so she can have extra 3 to her armor class. That's a really nice buff. Amazing spell. And I have the same type of spell except it lasts me hours. So I'm going to give myself the gold dragon wings this time because they look pretty. You can pick any type of dragon wings, doesn't matter. Hell, we got devil wings, we got demon wings, we got angel wings, we got the 5 different chromatic dragons, the white, the blue, the green, the red, the black. Or you can get the 5, I think, of the metallic dragons up in here, which is, I think, silver, copper, bronze, brass, and gold. So, solid choices. They all do the same thing. It's just flavor, just the way they look. Clearly, we want to buff up a weapon. Before I forget, I keep doing that. And make sure, of course, to reactivate my Arcane Strike.
Together we stand.
She can always give herself Shield of Faith. Shield of Faith for me. And what the hell, let's give another one to Miri, so she's awesome. Jaethel can do that for herself. She don't need buff everybody, but I'll do a remove fear on everybody. That's a nice buff for everyone to have. Solid 10-minute buff. Now this is our undead scoundrel. She's got a shield spell, deliver for herself. She needs to do haste and displacement if she needs to. Lindsay is kind of the freak of the group. She's got rogue buffs, but she'll give herself mirror image and good hope for the team. Amazing buff, way better than bless. Need to quick save that mess. And the only thing that I would probably do is we never really do divine favor. Let's actually activate that for her. It's only a minute-long buff, but if we get into it, I can show you what it does. So here's the Satyr Warrior. Get lost. Go talk to that elf of yours. See if I care. Wait, what? The foul nauseating stench of morning after breath permeates the glade. Fae of all sizes and shapes litter the ground, sleeping on the grass side by side. Some of them scarcely clothed. A drowsy satyr squints in pain and shifts his heavy gaze to you. Curses, who is it? Who's there? None of your business. Die scum. Baron Dorraj, rightful ruler of these lands. Ha! I swear I could tell that just by looking at your puffed up chest. What you want? In a loud voice, I was just passing through when I saw you, and I thought to myself, why, I should come pay my respects. We have an intimidate check. Leave and never come back. I won't repeat myself. That can be funny. But let's actually do the in a loud voice one, because I've actually seen this one before. It gets hilarious. In a loud voice. I was just passing through when I saw you and thought to myself, why, I should come pay my respects. The satyr hisses, covering his eyes with his hands. In the name of all that's good and fair, lower your voice. In an even louder voice. Huh? You were saying? And the poor creature gives a weak moan. By the God, why are you yelling so loud? Screaming, what? Why are you whispering? Speak up, please. He's hungover, so you're giving him shit. The tormented satyr grabs his head in desperation as his face turns into a grimace of pain and fear. All right, I get it. We're leaving. Get up, you bastards. We're going home. That was kind of lackluster. But did they leave us cool treasure? They left us something. Get out. Ooh, got more of that wild first world fruit. That stuff, you don't use it for food, which I don't think I found a recipe for that yet. You can actually sell that for like a grand of every piece of fruit. It's ridiculously overpriced. It's pretty sweet. Let's check the area out. Again, since we're not fighting anything apparently. That's kind of a bummer. Got all that buff up going to make myself feel like I was going to kick some ass. Nah, well. We'll get something else to kill later. That'll cheer me up. Alright, let's see what we got. Yeah, it looks like that's it. I wonder how much that intimidation check would have been worth. But, too late now. It's okay. Oh, let's see. So anyway, that should have solved that problem, right? Yep. One of the British advisors. Turns out it's a band of Fae from the nearby forest that's to blame for all misfortune this time. These tricksters were paid to visit. Yeah, kick loss. We're waiting for someone to be arrested. We have plenty of time for the curse. Curse number 3 to kick in. So basically we're either exploring or we're doing town improvement, which is fine. We have a very limited amount of exploring we can do, so let's actually check on our town first just to make sure there's not something weird going on. We got 43 days for Lindsay to finish this one. That's that big trade agreement from Sertova. Huge amount of money invested in that thing, or BP, and I want that to start capitalizing on that. We're doing good now. We got economy up, so we got 3 more here. So is that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? That's 15 BP a week just from those 5 stats. Then I have another 1, 2, 3 more, so we got 18 BP a week thanks to all this. That's just awesome. So if you look at your BP per week, gives you the total 4 base income. I have no idea what that means. Plus 18 income from stat ranks, which is awesome. Plus 0 income from regions, which whatever. That's probably that thing that Lindsay's working on, I'm guessing. 30 BP as a brevoy subsidy. That's because of them giving us our barony. They're helping us out. Minus 11 for taxes. So if you see what happens when they take away that subsidy, they'll also take away the taxes. So we're getting actually 19 every week thanks to them. So this number is going to drop significantly. But we need to fix that, which means we need more cities, towns, and villages. And again, you see we only have one town, and that's our main capital. That's okay. We're still all right. We need to start exploring, and it looks like we have quite a few days before the next guy turns in his quests. So we could potentially, since we're already over here, kind of scroll through this area, I'm thinking. Hug that river, maybe hit that pine stretch if that's a thing. So let's actually do that, shall we? Let's pop up to here. Sadly, I'm losing all those kick-ass buffs we just had, but whatever. I still get my wings for many, many hours. As you can see that, it's chiming down. Which is kind of cool that they actually keep track of that sort of thing for this game, I must admit. Most games just assume that once you take the tiniest step that you've lost all your buffs. Now if I go over here, this is where we get escorted back. So there's no point. Again, that's just the other kingdom that we're not allowed to explore yet. We still can't go to Maegor Varn without having them escort us to his place. We can't get this one because, again, it's a Glenbond resources. That's the next area over. We look like we've uncovered Country Road. Here's something to fight. Yay, a fight.
Dispatch those fools!
Oh my. Hey, fellas. Something I said? You'll notice that my initiative is good, but not amazing. That's 13 is my base, and I roll a 1d20 just like everybody else. The good news is, and you're going to love this, the good news is I literally, at the end of the game, well, at level 20 of my character, I should say, I think it's 20, I roll a nat 20 every time. So instead of seeing the roll 3, that'll be a roll colon 20 every time. So whatever my modifier on the other side is added to 20. So it means I'm going to be in like the 30s to 40s for my initiative check, guaranteed. And that's going to be amazeballs. One of the reasons I actually like the Sword Saint. Eliza, she rolled well, but for whatever reason, they let those guys move first. Seems kind of weird. I'm not sure what that's about. Maybe surprise round? That's got to be what it was. But as you can see, yeah, a mature guy here. So if you go through the initiative, someone got a 22, that they're the next one on the list. Because I got a terrible 16 roll. So if you highlight them, you'll see where they highlight up on the pull-down tab here for the turn-based combat. So you can either attack this guy or this guy that's actually getting ready to attack. So he's technically sneak attackable for only this one combat swing. As far as being flat-footed. Now I can just say screw that guy and surround him with lizards. And then engage this doofus so that at the very least he's fighting her. These guys basically get his attention. Keep these doofuses off my main team.
I still got
Apparently, not enough. Just wailed on Dora. Again, I was flat-footed. That is the real downside of being a Sword Saint. If you can't find a way to be first in the initiative roll, you get caught flat-footed, you lose almost all your protection. And remember, I got Braces of Armor +8. That's the best bracers out there. I just don't have a really good Ring of Protection right now. And I didn't buff him up with Shield of Faith or something like that. So again, his Ring of Protection is pretty lame. I need to get him a 2, 3, 4, or 5. I think there is even a 6 in the game, possibly. But this guy busted me up, and because they had such a high reach, as you can see, they both can hit me. See the red circle and the red circle? I'm considered flanked, so he had a +2 to his swing, little bastard. So that's straight up no bueno on that. I am going to buff up, though. The good thing about being a Sword Saint is I have the ability to literally cast a spell and still move an attack. Get an attack opportunity. Straight up missed me, though, thank God. But I've engaged him, but I can't swing at him right now. Lindsay, you need to... what can you do with these doofuses? Let's see if they like laughing.
Down.
He made it. I'm going to buff up, though, the team with a nice Inspire Courage and move her a little bit away from this mess. Jayful, I need you to... Skeletons on this guy. And then come over here and help out her. There we go. Now here's Proto. Now she has the wonderful ability of ray casting like crazy. So as you can see, she has not only her cantrips, and she's as an Eldritch Scholar, she gets all the cantrips that a wizard or sorcerer gets. So I don't get, for example, in my Magus build, I don't get the Jolt spell, but she does. So these are all raised for her. So I put them on the list because you can sneak attack with them, as we're about to see. Snowball, Ray of Enfeeblement. She has Scorching Ray, Battering Blast, and then she has also Innervation, just to straight up screw something out of 1 to 4 levels. Now these guys, I don't know what they are other than they're mature Athachs. I'm assuming that means giant. Well, giants with an extra arm. Did I see that? That's creepy. I'm assuming that they're a problem. Not surprising. They are like whoop my ass. But I need to do some crowd control. So I'm going to either push them back or I'm going to hit them with a snowball. I'm thinking snowball. It'll do less damage, but it will get sneak attack damage, and that's kind of all I really care about right now. Ooh, nice solid hit too. 5d6 plus 1 because it was point blank shot, so the plus 1. So reduced to 15. So they must have a DR10 or something against gold. And then 5d6 plus 5 for the gold for sneak attack, which is pretty solid. Alright, Proto, I need you to step your happy ass over here. Oof, you guys are hitting hard. They don't like me being in their area. She's got armor besides. She needs to clearly buff up, though. Miri's turn. She's tired, so she doesn't get to do her rage. But we definitely need to come over here and start whooping up on this guy. The reach on these dudes is just ridiculous. Eliza, why don't you hit off a prayer spell that'll definitely debuff these two and buff the rest of the team.
Do not hold back.
Okay. Once we get rid of one, it'll just be so much easier. It took me out. Lindsay, that's not good. I need some slow spell on these fools. Thank you. He made his will save though. Punk. Jathel. Let's get you some buffage going on here. Attack damage and attack bonus. Let's just straight up whoop on this dude.
Wretched things.
32 damage. That's something. Skeletons are doing work. Alright, how are we doing over here? He's about dead. Okay, so let's ensure that death. We're going to do a rage spell that has a chance to hit twice. There we go, solid damage. Both of which got sneak attack, which was nice. And
Out of my
now she's ready
way.
to fight this guy, but not this combat round.
Falter.
Oh, good lord, we're just getting our butt handed to us by these doofuses.
They go down!
Good work, Mary. Lindsay. I need some help, kid. How are we gonna do this? Straight up shoot
Serves
him.
you right.
You are not shooting very well there, Missy. You need to get her a better crossbow. Jathel, 5-foot stutter step this way, and then wail on this fool.
Despicable.
33 damage. I need to get her to a point where she's swinging twice in a combat round. Now, I don't think that we're going to have a problem here unless he straight up crits somebody. But she needs to hit him with some sneak attack weapons so he's debuffed. Just straight up kill him. Everybody gets back on their feet. We've had a serious pounding there, but we're clearly going to take a knee here. Map-wise, we've already been at a map like this before. Doesn't mean there's not something hidden here, but I'm really not in the mood to waste time
I'm hungry.
searching
When
for
we
silly
stop?
stuff. And we can bounce out of here. We will rest. We'll heal up as a result of that. Not having a healer on the team was definitely a AoE healer like Tristan or even Harem was a bad idea. But we are tired anyway. Push it just the tiniest bit forward.
A rest would be well.
Yeah, let's do that rest now. Everyone knows what they're doing. Make sure we use rations so we don't waste time if we can help it.
Hey, book kid. Want to hear a story about hunting a saber-toothed owlbear? That was a good hunt.
A saber-toothed owlbear? But Amiri, owlbears don't have teeth. They have beaks.
He's a liar. Alright. Oh. Okay. And let's see, can we do pine stretch? Let's find out. Nope. Oh wait. I don't want to do this. This could be something important. I need to probably read up on that. And it looks like we have something in our kingdom worth note. Let's just peel down here just so we can, again, connect the roads. I'm really about finishing up the stuff that we haven't explored. Okay, so let's pop down to here.
I'm hungry. When we stop?
Yeah. Oh, so we don't get attacked by one of those Athach things again. This is mean. Oh, well, that's a lot different than the Athachs. But they do sneak attack damage, so there's nothing to sneeze at here. But this should be a relatively straightforward fight. Let's just buff up with our weapon. And I'm going to reactivate that, even though it's not going to kick in this round. See, get a little drop on this doofus. He's got a little buddy. He's trying to set me on fire. Proto. Let's do the ever popular swarm of whatchagolems. Oh hell. Never mind, shoot him.
You cry.
Forgot it takes a full combat round. She can't move. Or at least can't do anything other than a stutter step. Jathal Love. Let's go over here and kick these guys' ass. Ooh, wow, we got over there too. Rid of Miri. I'm gonna have you come up here, kid. Whoa, you're kidding me. Wow, you rolled bad. Oh, at least you got him there. Looks like Protolich got caught on fire. That's not good. You don't like fire. Lindsay. Buff. And why don't you... buff you your friends over here. There we go. Eliza's turn. So come over here, Eliza, and summon these things. Yeah, puppers need to face off.
You should have run!
Smash him in the face. Oof. Proto, I want to hit him with a nice fire beam. Yeah, dunk that fool. Jathal.
Advance.
Nice.
Unworthy. Would be welcome.
Alright.
I'm there.
Might as well loot the bodies. Not going to get much from it, but at the very least it'll allow us to sell stuff later. Get a couple items that we can, or sell little gold pieces that we can use to buy something like rations or whatnot. Let's see.
Resting would be nice, don't you think?
I know it would be nice, kid, but we're not going to do that right now. That was weird. Let's actually do this because I want to see what's here. We're now in our kingdom, so we can look at stuff now. Herbalist, huh? An opportunity with Lindsay, but she's busy. See that? So again, that's why I wanted to make sure that I had an extra advisor free that I could do stuff with. So it turns out Jubilos was a good choice for us. Otherwise, we might have missed this opportunity. Lindsay's not going to be done until the next month. This thing has to be started before the start of next month. So it takes 10 days. He'll be done on the 28th. So again, even if we need him for something else later, one more thing, we can still put him on it before the end of the month. So that's a solid thing there. All right. And in 4 days, Reg is going to be done with his thing.
I'm hungry. When we stop?
All right. Now you may notice that over here by the Troll Wilderness is this weird... Oops. Gotta go here first. There's this weird lip. I'm going to show you that. But there's nothing there as far as it goes. For whatever reason, it's a there and gone, and there's nothing there. We will claim this, though. Our South Nar marches will get, for 15 BP, we'll get a +3 to our military. That's a solid upgrade. That's it. I don't know why that's a thing. It's come here and do nothing. So, yeah, sure, we'll fight them. We always needed more things to fight. Even with the team being a little tired, we have pets to summons, and that'll save the day most times. Banditos, huh?
I wrote it like I saw it.
Super tired right
All
now.
this waiting bores me.
Yeah, she got their attention. Ooh, sure did. Little ranged mini bandit there. Alright, Dora. Okay, upgrade your weapon, sir. Oh, what do you say? Can you get over here and just straight up kill this dude? We'll try. Ooh, that's not good. That was a big critical miss. Wow, man, look at that crap. The only way for me to miss him was the critical miss. Yep, it's part of the game. I'll come up here and fire off this. It's a debuff guaranteed for the bad guys and a buff for everybody on the team that was in range. So that's a nice upgrade. We never use these on Jaethal, so we really need to start using them because we have multiple uses in a day. And that's a really solid upgrade to her attack bonus and her damage, which I'll show you here in a mo. So here's Jaethal's swing. Notice the +3 sacred from Judgment. That's what that was. Notice if we also go to the damage, her damage is a bit higher. And that's again because of the fact that she has that toggle on. So I like those. We never really use them. And we definitely should. Because it's definitely worth having. Mary's so tired. She's exhausted. And overweight. So we got archers on the skyline. Proto. You know what that means. So summon some squirrels. Here, let's do that 5-foot stutter step. Come over here. And summon squirrels like right there. Oh, come on. Even that stutter step don't count? Wow, that's lame. Oh, wait. She wasn't even allowed to do anything this combat round because she summoned the skeletons. That's what that was. Alright. Lindsay, you can't move, so you might as well just shoot stuff.
You deserved it.
Dora. Kill this thing, please.
We shall overcome.
Yeah, everybody's exhausted except for me, her, and Jaethal. These are the undead, so they never get tired. And I have a necklace that prevents me from being tired. Kind of sweet.
Things.
There we go.
Despicable.
Ooh, more of those guys, huh?
Tear them apart!
Ooh, go and Mary. Alright. Damn it. Squirtle for this fool.
Yes.
That's a swarm of squirrels, supposedly. It's actually rats, but it's not the point. The point is you're supposed to believe they're squirrels. And it's just like the rats, though, too, in the fact that they're hard to kill. They're going to swarm him, like literally surround him. So they'll stand in the same tile that he's in, basically cause him grief fits and blind spells. He may be able to kill them, but it's unlikely. And I think they actually poison or do disease.
Any
So
last wishes?
they have a lot of uses. Lindsay's just crushing it now that she has her rapid shot. It's nice to see that rapid shot does work on crossbows. Eliza. Yep. Aw, the squirrel didn't get to eat his face off. Boo. Alright. We're clearly going to need to rest. Problem's going to also be Lindsay can't move at all. So she's so overweight and such a low strength stat. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to buff her strength up. Like this. That sounds weird. That allows her to move now. So now I can actually press R, put a campsite down, and she can move to the campsite. Otherwise, I have to get fiddly with where I place the campsite, which is just dumb always. So, that's helpful. Manage. Use those rations, sure. Should be good.
I'm dog tired.
This longsome journey depleted my strength. It's time to lay our heads. The beasts of the night shall not disturb your peace, my friends, said the tireless warrior.
Oh. So use up all my rations now. This is alright. That's what they're there for.
I'm there.
Again, that's just to help speed up when you have rations. That's to help speed up your hunting. Otherwise, it could take you anywhere from 2 hours of scrounge enough food to feed everybody to 12 hours to hunt enough food to feed everybody, which is straight up annoying. From here, we might as well just come straight up here, sell stuff off. We're probably heading back to camp, quite frankly, and working on town improvements then, or something similar. I'll check the map one more time, make sure there's not some great quest or something that we've been missing out on, but I'm fairly certain that we've hit every, or damn near every possible location, at least that we've ever discovered. Now, I'm not going to go online. You can go online and find out.
I do what I must.
What do I want to say? You can go online and find out what every map location is in this game. So you can be like, oh, I missed that spot over there. You can feel free to do that. I'm not going to stop you from doing it. The reason that I'm not worried about it is I know we're going to get what we want and where we're going anyway, more or less. And again, stuff will get revealed. So you can just rely on the fact that it will turn up. Decent amount of magic stuff to sell off. That's nice because we need to get our money back up. With that big purchase buy for Lindsay, remember I needed 1,500 BP specifically to do that quest for her. Or to have her do the quest for me, I should say. And that's a big investment. Having said that, though, I feel pretty good about the choices we made. So let's actually get all these except for 8. Just need 12. Now we have enough to camp again twice without ever having to worry about finding food. While we're in the barony, though, I should be putting myself in the slot for special duties. If I do that, we basically don't burn up any rations. The people of my kingdom provide us with the food that we need, which is pretty darn sweet. I must admit, it's nice that they've added that. Okay, so now let's do a quick save. I'm going to stroll around the map here, just make sure there's not something that, like, I've clearly missed a path. Pine Stretch, I say we can't do that, but it looks like a, what do I want to say, like a read-only thing, and I don't have the time for that right now. We've been up here. Haven't really gone that way, I suppose. That's probably, in this we can't, because that gets into the Varnhold and they teleport us. Maybe that's why I didn't go that way. Oh, that could be it. We can't seem to find a way to the Rotten Cave, because again, it stops us here. Varnhold will not let us go that far. Can't get to the precipice. All these guys are done. That one was the Lake Silver Lake. Lake Silver Step, excuse me. Thing. Is there anything else down here to claim, region-wise? If it is, it's for Diurnal Marches. Here we go. Travel that way. Again, this is more tidying up than anything else here, just to make sure that we have all these things. If you are smart enough to grab these early on, they really give you a nice kick in the ass, basically, to get those stats up. Remember, this is a permanent +2 to your arcane. So again, once you get the Southern Marches, I should have claimed that.
Resting would be nice, don't you think?
It seems weird that we have nothing here, but maybe that's normal.
A rest would be welcome.
I know, guys, but we gotta get back to base here. I'm not gonna rest out here another time. We do have this. What just happened? Triumph. Good job, Reg. The locals are bored and don't know what to do with themselves. This is the perfect moment to hold a celebratory event, but what exactly? The military parade made the locals proud. How strong the barony has become over the past few months. A flood of volunteers have joined the army. +1 to community, +1 loyalty, +4 military, +1 stability. Again, solid stats. Community and economy are looking really good, and loyalty is just a stone's throw away from that. I'm still waiting for that divine guy to tell us, hey, we need an arcane person, so hopefully I'm not screwing something up here. Ooh, we have a forest fae. Got plenty of time to do it. Amazing news, one of the region's peasants claimed that benevolent fae have blessed their crops and helped treat their animals and live with them as neighbors. This is certainly worth investigating. Let's send the storyteller. Well, actually, let's check to make sure that it's 50. And I know it says that they all have a +10, +10, and +9, but some guys actually have a bonus, so this could have been greater than 45. So we needed to check. And I don't want to use Jod. I want to probably storyteller. And I'll have him burn a point. We got all these crisis points. Now that may be a bad idea. I never seem to use them, but as you can see, it jumps it up a considerable amount. And again, I can add more and more and more until he literally has no choice but to pass it. But at 75, we scum save enough that I think a solid 75 is worth it. And again, 6 more days, and Jubilos is done with this. It's probably time for us to head back to our kingdom, like I said. Is there anything while we're out here that still needs to be claimed? That's on the other side. That's been claimed already. I feel like we're missing something up here. Like we missed a perception check, but that might be something that just shows up later. Here's something. Let's go to there. Claim that, just so we have most of the stuff. Ooh, we've got time.
I'm hungry. When we stop?
Oh, no, kids. It's a bummer. Oh, we never talked to Oleg. We should probably swing on up to Oleg to visit him. Random encounter. Peaceful travelers. Is this the guy again? The undead with his flaming horse? Yeah, it is.
Would be nice,
Skeletal salesman. What you got, bro? Oh, he doesn't have anything new. We'll check just to make sure. Pretty wild. Let's persistent metamagic rod. Kind of nice. For those of you who don't know, again, this is not in the vanilla game. This is something that was added by one of my mods. The persistent metamagic feats were not in the vanilla game. But this is pen and paper, and this is a solid upgrade. What this basically does is if you have something that makes a check, if they make the check, it will retest them. And then have, basically, it's if you played 5th edition D&D, it's basically you have advantage, or they have disadvantage on their saving throws, which means you roll the die twice, and if you pass it both times, you're fine. If you fail it at least once, poof, you're screwed. So that's what persistent does. Basically rechecks it. So whichever is the failure, that's the one that you go with. So that's kind of nice. Kind of helps make things stick. You know what? Matter of fact, we really never upgrade our characters with that meta magic anyway. Let's give her a rod. Come on, it sounded dirtier than I had intended. That's a quicken one. Here's a persistent one. I'll get there the snowball back. She can sneak attack with that, so that's kind of nice. Alright. I'm bouncing out of here. Oh, and I should point out,
Let's move already.
the rod almost always activates when you equip it, so you need to shut it off, which I did. Otherwise, you had that circle, the red beam zipping around it. You just click it one more time and it shuts it off. Otherwise, you're kind of not wasting it. I mean, you're using it, but you're not necessarily using it for when you want to. You know what I mean? So, always keep an eye on stuff like that. Oh, let's see, what we got now?
Resting would be nice, don't you think?
Yeah, you guys can push just a little bit more, I think, though. Claim that culture. Alright, anything else? That's claimed, that's claimed. That's claimed, that's claimed. I think we're good. Claimed. What about this one? That's Silver Step, which, do we have Silver Step yet? No, we have not. That'll probably be our next upgrade. If we don't get the, what you call him to talk to us? The divine guy to say, hey, we should probably hire that arcanist. I really need that. Getting the arcane up will be a really nice boon for
I'm
us.
hungry.
A
When we
rest
stop.
would be welcome.
Okay, we got a lot of tired people here, so this is going to be that thing again. We're going to have problems.
I'll take care of it.
Alright, we got kobolds, not even goblins. Let's give myself a minor buff here. And let's just have some fun.
Don't hold back!
That was a little lackluster, I won't lie to you. But I will take money. Alright, we're going to have to do that thing again. We'll give Lindsay a little buff. She's got the red weight problem. Once we get on the open road, it's fine. It's just going to be annoying. And everyone else is going to start whining about how tired they are. Oh, my feet hurt. And can we stop now? Are we there yet? Nah, man.
Resting would be nice.
But
Don't
we're
you
almost
think?
home. So that's why I'm pushing it. Enter. Throne room. I love the fact that they give us the transition option of going straight to the throne room instead of having to walk through your city every time. That's an amazing upgrade that the devs did for that. So that's really, really sweet of them. Let's see. Oop, hey, Lou. Bakken. Ah, there we go. A little something from old Bakken. We got a Shield of Dawn, which I never see. A potion of Shield of Dawn, excuse me, and a potion of Greater Invis. If you ever need anything in particular, if not, you're sure I'll go. Grab something specific. Again, he, as far as I know, telling him what to do every time does not prevent him from bringing his ultimate item. That is a decision that they make. They're like, and I have it. Here you go. So don't feel bad if you keep doing this. Otherwise, if you really are worried, and again, you know, eventually I'm probably going to get to the point where I'm getting pissed, but I know that my stats are pretty low right now, so I'm not expecting it. But once I get to the point where I'm like, you know, I really haven't seen any, you know, masterwork stuff from these people. Where the hell? I'll stop giving them stuff to do. But I'm going to go for more oils and ointments. Because, again, those are pretty good. Alright. This is our clothing guy. No, this is Nazria. This is the woman that's going to make me my damn weapon. In accordance with our agreement, I have brought you a gift which serves as payment for your protection. Communion ring. You respect our deal? That's commendable. Just keep on doing what you're doing, kid. Anyone else? Oh, all kinds of peeps want to talk to me today. Shania, this is Talkie Talk. I am happy to see you, oh, most worthy one. A new gift and new stories await you. Please accept this fine item. It's been crafted according to the traditions of Vudrani craftsmanship. Even in the impossible kingdoms, possessing something so precious would inspire awe and envy. We got the oppressor. Thank you. Yep, she's gone. Peace out. Anyone else? Ah, that's nice though. Alright, let's look at all that cool shit we just picked up. Newest to oldest. We picked up the Oppressor. Oh, that's a bastard sword. I know who's getting that. And a +4 bastard sword at that. Oh, it's the awesome bastard sword. Okay, so now this is not a masterwork item. Or the masterpiece item that particular craftsman makes. But this is a solid upgrade. This is the one that if you wanted to make, in my opinion, a Eldritch Scion, this is the other Magus subclass that I like, and I have multiple videos on. Feel free to explore those. You see that they have different bloodlines. So for instance, you can be an Eldritch Scion, kind of like a sorcerer, where you have a bloodline that's draconic in nature, and you specifically pick the kind of dragon you're related to. It enhances the type of damage. Let's say if you're a fire type dragon, all your fire spells do more damage. They get special spells as they level up as well that may not be ones that are normally accessible to the Magus class. So again, a really nice way of doing things. So like I said, there's draconic bloodline, there's elemental bloodline for, you know, all the 4 elements. There's a demonic bloodline called abyssal, and then there's even a devil bloodline. I forget what they actually call it, but it's basically understood that it's devil and demonic are 2 separate categories. There's even a celestial bloodline where you're related to the angels somehow. But again, it's real trippy. Point is, though, is the Eldritch Scions are charisma-based casters. Now notice the enhancement for this bastard sword. It's a +4, it's a solid upgrade. A +6 enhancement bonus to charisma. Now that doesn't do me a damn bit of good because I already have the hat. The hat's a +8. That's the best enhancement you can find, and they don't stack. But if I had a bastard sword Elder Scion, this would be the weapon I give him or her. Because again, solid upgrade to charisma. It's like the second best upgrade that's out there. And it's a really, really good +4 weapon. So again, and the fact that it's a +2 luck bonus on will saves, again, stacks with other enhancements like your Cloak of Resistance. That's a resistance bonus to all your saves. That'll stack with this luck bonus. So again, higher will checks, always a bonus for you. Because the way that I've always been told, so if you think about your fortitude saves, your reflex saves, and your will saves, those are the three that almost everything falls in. And there might be an exception to the rule, but I doubt it. They're being right here. So your fortitude, your reflex, and your will. No, the way I've always had it explained to me is this: fortitude saves are specifically, if you fail this, you're probably going to die. Reflex save is, if you fail this, you're going to take damage. It's going to be a thing. It's one of the most common saves out there. And this one here is, if you fail this one, chances are you're going to wake up after like a blackout session and half your team will be dead because you've been turned to the dark side. Think of it that way. Usually that's what will saves are. You've been paralyzed, or you've been dominated or charmed, and those are always horrid for the rest of the team. So kills you, damages probably everybody else. So again, will saves being up is a solid upgrade. Now, having said that, we have a person that she would love to have said weapon. She is a bastard sword wielding biatch, and she's not very good at it right now because she's only got a +1. Well, now she's got a +4, baby. And again, high charisma. Again, made for her, quite frankly, in my opinion. If no one else is getting it, it should go to her. She's the bastard sword wielder. The reason you want it on her is because she had charisma as one of her other higher stats. Started off as the 15. We haven't put any points in it yet, but we will, just to level it off to make an even number out of it. But most people play her as not only the front tank, not surprising, but she can also do that thing where she can do Cornigan Smash, Shattered Defenses, and Dreadful Carnage pretty easy, and intimidate and scare the shit out of everyone. Well, that's a charisma-based check. So again, giving her something that just give her another +3 to that stat for the bonus side of things, that's a big bonus. So again, you can see why this is a solid 12 for it. Man, it looks pimp too. Now remember, this is a bastard sword, and as such, it has a normal crit range just like a longsword does, just like a dagger or a short sword. But it does more damage, 1d10. Supposedly you can use it one-handed or two-handed. I don't know how that works. Maybe you do not have to, maybe if you don't have a shield equipped or something, that it automatically assumes that you're trying to swing it two-handed. Maybe that's the trick. I don't know. But pretty solid. Now Bakken, he gave us these two potions, Greater Invis and Shield of Dawn. I don't particularly care about them. But I will point out that the Greater Invis, notice how it's caster level 12. Most of these potions that you're picking up from the real world are caster level 1, 3, 5, low level shit. So Bakken always gives you the quality stuff. So while everyone bitches about, oh, Bakken never gives me anything, oh, bullshit, pay attention. They're always a higher caster level than the potions you're picking out in the real world. And again, we're getting stuff that we normally don't get. I mean, I never see a Shield of Dawn potion or a Greater Invis potion, I don't think, for that matter. Also, he gave us this, where is it at? There's an oil. Let's go by name. Oh, so it's not potion. It's going to be oil. There it is. Oil of Enhancement. For caster level 7, lasts for 1 minute per level, so it'd be 7-minute buff. You can add a +2 temporary enhancement to any weapon. You basically just coat your weapon with this and poof, it's a magic weapon +2, technically. Or if it's already a +2 weapon, this could be technically a magic weapon, then +4, because the 2 and the 2 will stack. Or they should. So again, that's what I just asked them to make me more of. Just because it is nice when you have a teammate that's, again, wielding a subpar weapon and have it just a little bit higher. Another 2 to her swing and a +2 to her damage would be awesome, right? Well, here you go. Coat it with this weapon. And matter of fact, now that I say that, let's actually equip that for her. Because if she ever comes out with us, I would like to know that she has a pretty good chance to hit something. I never like it when she just, takes a beating. With that, let's bounce over here. Then we drop off anything in the kitty. Yes, while we were away, someone gave us a Cloak of Heroism. Now, remember I asked for something from our our seamstress. Well, that's not the proper term for him, but basically the guy that makes our clothes. Tailor. We'll call him our tailor. And he made us a Cloak of Heroism. Now what this thing does, put it on someone on the team that actually can use it. Where are you, honey bear? She got a +4 now. She's going to keep that. So you got a +2. She could probably use it. Miri, she's got a, yeah, no, she's got a +1. Screw that. Here you go, Miri. That's awesome. Now, what this thing does, if you go to Miri, oh, that's right, she's not on the team right now. Basically what it does is this. The cloak does nothing by itself, but it gives you the ability to cast Heroism spell, much like Lindsay could cast on her. It's only 2nd level, but that's a 20-minute buff. That's basically one fight, or half, if not all of a dungeon. So she get a solid +2 to her swing, +2 to her saves, to her skill checks, just basically what Heroism does, just a solid upgrade. Amazing spell. And again, the fact that her cloak just does that, boom. And remember, this is a morale bonus, and as such, it would stack with other things that are like resistance bonuses for your saves. Now sadly that was of course the cloak, but there's other items out there that give a resistance bonus. There could be like necklaces or armor, belts, you know, whatever else, rings that give resistance bonuses. So keep an eye out for that stuff because she doesn't have anything. Now what I would normally do is I'd probably just leave this in the kitty, taking it with us, and that way when she needs this she casts the spell and then immediately before battle she switches back to her Cloak of Resistance. And again, that's a viable option. When I'm playing solo, you'll see me do that a lot, where I have like a massive kitty because I have the bags of holding and smaller bags of holding, so I can carry more as an individual person, so that I can literally tout around all these wands and potions and everything else. And I'll have like different gloves for different occasions, different boots for different occasions, so that when I really need to make a mobility check, I know one's coming up. I scum save it to that point. Hey man, I got boots of Elvenkind, that's a +5 for mobility. Well, here you go, poof, slip on my cool elf boots. And I'll make that check with another +5 bonus to it. So, see what I'm saying? So you do the same with like the gloves of trap springing, and there's gloves that are good for your knowledge and lore checks, stuff like that. So again, I'll have like a laundry list of just clothes. I'll basically become a clothes whore, pardon my French, and just have just a crap ton of just, well, I guess I'm going to walk around with this on now, okay, and like this, the final example, Cloak of Shadows. Again, if I'm going solo, I have this on my character, if not on the character, in the build. So he wears his Cloak of Awesome for when he's fighting, but when he's taking nappy nap bye-bye time, he's napping by himself. Remember, when I'm camping out to get all my spells back and heal up, I use the Cloak of Shadows for that because it gives me a bonus to my stealth. When I camp, I have to have a ration because I can't hunt. I can't hunt and sleep and do watch and cook and do stealth. So I have to pick something. So the only thing you do when you're going solo is use stealth. So you do the camp camouflage. Is your main character. You put that on, that's a +10 now to that skill, and you have a ration with you so you don't have to hunt, so you basically are just eating rations. More than enough, you'll sleep 8 hours, and chances are you'll make your stealth check. Doesn't mean you won't get jumped in the middle of the night, but it's less likely, and this is the way to do that, to make sure that your high stealth bonus is because of this too. So that's what you do. And then when you wake up in the morning, you take this off and put on the regular Cloak of Awesome and go about your business. So again, you'll see me do stuff like that, swap out rings. Here's another example, one, a ring bonus. Now, what we should do is see if this actually stacks. Take off her Blessed Signet and slap on that Chameleon ring. Check her character sheet for stealth. Nope. See the Cloak of Shadows? The ring's on her and it doesn't count. But, having said that, I could leave the ring on her and give her a better cloak. Like, yay. Now she has better resistances, and again, if you go back to the character sheet, she still has the same stealth because of the ring. So again, it's kind of like, what slot do you want to free up? Do you want to free up the ring slot? Well, we had the Blessed Signet ring on there. We're never really using that damn thing. I'm sure I could find someone just to slap it on. There you go, kid. And now she has like I said, a better saves across the board. It's only a +1, but it's still better across the board. I could give, matter of fact, let's do that. Give her the cool Heroism cloak, so she has the ability to cast Heroism on herself whenever we just decide to take her along, and Miri, you're back to being normal. We'll keep that one in the kitty for whenever I want to use it. So, but again, solid upgrade. We're going to do a quick save, and it's been an hour. I'll be rambling on, so let's just cut the video, and I'll be right back.